Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet, and I mean yet, another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. What's going on, everybody? I haven't done the video quite yet because I was hanging out with my good buddy, the birthday boy, Mr. Jordy Scow. Happy birthday, Jordan. And it's great to hear from DXP, Dan XP, once again. I'll tell you one thing. You're a cool dude. Cool dude with a cool dude. And House of Chayton Long. Great hearing from you again. And great talking to you again. You guys have a lot of fun. So great we reconcile with you guys. It's totally awesome. Let's get going here. We're going to talk about what happened last night on SmackDown NXT Level Up. And then on the next episode, we're going to be talking... by the way, this is episode 749, for those of you to keep score. Jey Uso decided to kick off SmackDown and is about to address the whole matchup, the Tribal Combat match for the Universal title, where not only the Universal title, the Undisputed Universal title was on the line, but the Tribal Chieftain, the title of Tribal Chief was on the line. But before he even utters a word, here comes freaking Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman. You know, I think one of these days, man, Roman Reigns thinks he can run the place. Let me tell you something. I want to say, listen, you want to run something, I'll tell you, here, run the toilet, because the fact is, you're full of crap. So, anyways, we're getting sick and tired of you as champion. We're going to make sure you get beat as champion. So they interrupt Uso, and they addressed a few things to each other. And Jey Uso says he's going to walk. He says, I don't need to do that because I beat you already. I pinned you in the matchup. And he walked away. And so I was like, oh boy. And then as Jey Uso was sauntering around backstage, really excited, Grayson Waller decided to pester about the talk show and wanted to get the rub. Grayson Waller. I mean, what is with Grayson Waller? First The Rock, then you want to go after his family? But Jey Uso knows how to defend himself. He punched out Grayson Waller. So, anyway, so that was fun to watch. The U.S. Open, U.S. Championship Invitational Finals between fellow LWO members Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar was a heck of a matchup. It was good. Austin Theory was watching from the skybox seats, but during the matchup, though, Rey Mysterio was outside the ring, so Santos Escobar, who believed in, both men believed in the spirit of competition, and this was a great height, but there was a point in the match where when Santos Escobar did a dive through the middle ropes, he ended up hitting, he hit shoulder block, a flying shoulder block on Rey Mysterio, but Rey Mysterio hit his head on the floor, on the concrete floor. But then there was such concern about, the physician came out, so Jessica Carr had to call off the match and decided to give the match to Santos Escobar, who felt very, very bad at that point. And he had, it's how much respect he had. It was a wholesome, sportsmanship in the end. It was really, really cool. So, but I think Rey Mysterio felt like it's Santos' time. Santos Escobar's time. I think Rey must have felt that. That's why he probably understood. He says, "Hey, don't worry about it. It's your time. Time for you to step up." And that's what. So, so Escobar in 2 weeks will be facing. Austin Theory for the United States title. Kayla Braxton interviewed Bianca Belair as she was addressing her match against Asuka and Charlotte Flair for the United States, not for the United States, for the WWE Undisputed Women's Championship. But then the Women's Tag Team Champions Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green, as my fellow Massachusetts, New Bedford native Samantha Irvin once called her, interrupts Bianca Belair, starts running their mouths, and Bianca Belair felt like she was ready to fight, but then as they were about to talk, Charlotte Flair interrupts the three ladies, and she goes, "Bianca, I want you at 100%, and I respect you. But I'll tell you what, we'll propose a tag team matchup. Fine. I'll go talk to Adam Pearce about it." And Bianca Belair's like, "Wait up. So there's that. Then Hit Row was in the ring talking smack to New Orleans crowd, saying "Roll Tide" and all that. LA Knight comes out. Here comes the funniest line ever. He goes, "Well, we know Will Smith's always on his game, but we didn't know that Uncle Phil was a rapper." I'm like, oh, the late great James Avery, God rest his soul. And ironically, James Avery was the voice of a WWE legend, the Junkyard Dog, in the Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling. So there's a little tie-in to a wrestling reference. So I think LA Knight may be onto something here. You know what? I'm going to tweet Top Dollar about that. You know? So anyways, LA Knight started saying that he thinks that B-Fab's got a thing for him. And Shante, he beat Shante the Adonis in a matchup with the Blunt Force Trauma. And then there was a meeting between Bobby Lashley and Street Profits, and Bobby Lashley said, "Hey, I think you guys need to change up your wardrobe a little bit. And sweats are good, but we need you to dress in style here." So Bobby Lashley offered some new clothes, some new suits, and it seems like Angelo Dawkins seems to love the idea. So there's Lashley and Street Profits, the new version of the Hurt Business. Well, let's see what happens. Well, Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair took on the women's tag team champions, Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. Bianca Belair picked up Charlotte Flair picked up the victory. Charlotte Flair stole the pin from Bianca Belair, tagging herself in and all that. And the two were kind of like arguing out, hey, they got a women's championship matchup. What do you say, right? And then Bayley was about to pack up her stuff and then received a note from Shotzi, and then Io Sky kind of confronts Bayley. And Dan XP's got a point. Io Sky's not going to be a sidekick to Bayley. No way. Not any longer. I think what's going to happen is Io Sky's going to cash in the Money in the Bank, become champion. Now, if Bayley backstabs her, you know what? I'm going for Io. That's all I'm going to say. So, anyways, Io Sky confronts Bayley and says, "Listen, now we had a plan. What's going on? And you're letting this thing get to you." But then Asuka interrupted both ladies, and then Asuka tells Io, "You got to cash in. You got to make sure you regret that forever and ever." And she's doing the thing, and then Io goes, "Asuka, I respect you, but I will be doesn't matter who wins the matchup. I'm going to cash in and become the women's world champion, WWE Women's Champion." So I'm hoping. But who knows? Who knows? And then you got Rhea Ripley. Let me tell you, you can cash in either one of those ladies. And then LA Knight talks to Pierce about being part of this battle royal, and the Brawling Brutes interrupt them. And he says, "You know what? Fine. You guys be part of battle royal, but we'll settle this next week. So 1-on-1 next week, LA Knight versus Sheamus. Heck of a matchup that's going to be." And then Kathy Kelly interviews Grayson Waller. And actually, going back to Adam Pearce was talking to Jey Uso about a match. I guess well, say, "Hey, listen, Grayson Waller's upset. He asked me for a match," and Jey Uso goes, "Let's go for it. Do it. Let's do it. Do your thing. Let's do it. Make the match." So, anyways, Kathy Kelly interviews Grayson Waller, and and Grayson Waller says he's going to aim to beat Jey Uso. And the OC was Peckman talking Carl Anderson, but Anderson says, "Listen, I got to do this alone, man." And then AJ Styles like, "Okay, fine, we respect that." So they came out. Carl Anderson against Karrion Kross, and Scarlett got involved in the matchup. That's one of the reasons why I think AJ Styles was hesitant. And then and Kross won the matchup with his new maneuver, the Final Prayer, and then continued to attack Anderson just to get at freaking AJ Styles, and then Luke Gallows, Michin, and AJ Styles kind of chases both Kross and Scarlett off, and AJ Styles was staring at Karrion Kross. Reigns, Sikoa, and Heyman were hanging out in the Reigns' locker room about when Jey Uso was coming out, and Jey Uso went one-on-one with Grayson Waller. And Roman Reigns, Sikoa, and Heyman show up during the matchup, and then Grayson Waller tried to do the people's elbow, mocking The Rock. I think Grayson Waller, in this case, he's trying to call out the Great One, And I'll tell you one, Grayson Waller, you're going to get a one-way trip to the SmackDown Hotel on the corner of Only Road Boulevard in Jabroni Jive, Waller. You know? Anyways. So, and then Uso picked up the victory, but then Solo Sikoa attacked his older brother, and then Jay fights back, and then Jay decided to spear Roman Reigns, and then Reigns and Sikoa hit Uso with the spear and spike twice. And that left the remaining members of the bloodline still standing. That would be Sikoa and Reigns. NXT Level Up, Ike Manjiro in his first match back in singles competition went up against Damon Kemp, and Damon Kemp did pick up the victory over Ike Manjiro. Meanwhile, Kelly Kincaid interviewed the newest member of the NXT women's roster, Carmen Petrovic. She had a match against Ivy Nile, and Ivy Niles, with the more experience, taught the young upstart not to mess with her, and Nile wins the matchup. Meanwhile, Duke Hudson is trying to give Thea Hale some confidence about her women's title match tomorrow night against Tiffany Stratton, as he went up against Luca Crucifino, and Hudson ended up winning the matchup. That is all the time we have for episode 749 of Eric Lima's Shenanigans of 1977. Thank you very much for tuning in. Next episode, we're going to talk about what happened last night on Rampage. So, until that next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima's Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production. And in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima's Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.